Okay, I'm going to attempt the impossible into a short video. I was at my counselor today, and I am very fortunate. Um, I wish I had some magic formula for finding a good counselor. Probably if there was anything, I mean, I guess the common sense thing you need to really look for is somebody that has had some experience. Um, I mean, I think this is what's ideal about the counselor I've got is that she herself is ADD or ADHD. I don't know exactly how she um, labels herself or whatever, but when you're talking with somebody, I mean, I'm going to relate it to this. It's just what comes to mind. You know, you can have cancer, and you talk to somebody who works with people that have cancer, and that's one level of relationship. But when you talk with another person that has had cancer or has cancer, you know, that's the difference. If you can find a counselor that is actually on the spectrum. Now, uh, I still, it's as you watch my journey here, you know, this started off as a ASD journey or an Aspie journey. And has become now uh, an ASD-ADD journey. And it just is, it's like anything else that you do with professional help, if you find the right professional help. It will help you get focus on issues that you might not even realize yourself yet that are important. It will help you define those issues, and it will give you those people, and they will give you some guidance, ideally, on how best to discover and or correct or whatever the things that you need to further you on your journey. You know, it's not an answer. It's probably the best counselor. I mean, they're not fixing you. Although, I mean, in a sense of, yeah, the work is still all yours. I'm thinking of the Matrix where, Neo, no, Morpheus, that was it. Where Morpheus has said, you know, I can only show you the door. You have to go through it. And that's maybe a way of describing what counselor does. Is they help you find the right doors, and they help you understand how to go through those doors. They can't go through them with you, or I mean, yeah, that's another whole subject. They probably have gone through those doors, that's probably the important thing about having a counselor that's also on the spectrum too. Anyway, we went through an interesting exercise. I mean, this is the kind of thing. This is my third time meeting this person, and already, you know, I mean, when you show up in the office and they tell you, okay, this is probably what this is. I'm not trying to. I can't pick the exact words used, but it basically was said that okay, you're going to go through a period of, oh wow, this is great, and then things will start to become normal again. We were talking both about being on the Vyvanse, which is the first the first time you take it, it's like, oh my gosh, um, it's almost surreal to be without some of those pressures or those anxieties or whatever you want to call them that are affecting your life. And once it becomes a little bit more of a norm that you feel normal, um, you can start to slip back into your old patterns. And so that's what we kind of worked on. And she uh, she showed me a technique of visualization of how to project what I want to achieve. It was just a way of, in your own head, sort of going around some of your own fears. Like if you say, okay, in the next 15 years, I want to do this, 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 and this. You can, the old patterns kind of come up and go, well, yeah, especially if it's stuff that you've wanted to do and you still put it off and find a way to put it off. What was nice about this technique is you kind of do this as a retrospect and say, okay, you're 15 years in the future and you're going to put these pictures of what you achieved on that wall. That's just a short, it's not exactly what it was, but think of that. I went to a counselor who, it's this whole experience of finding I was neurodiverse has been surreal, and it is like, when I say surreal, it is like a dream come true, or the truth become dream or something, because it is something I looked for all my life. Couldn't define it, didn't know what I was really looking for. I mean, that sounds so strange to say, but it's like something just driving you. It's like something poking you, or I mean, it's just something's not right. Something. There's something more. I'm missing something. And you just keep searching, and it's that feeling is always there. It's in everything you do. And anyway, you find it. That's part of this. That's the first step. But there's a lot of steps that come after that, of self-educating and self-awareness and self-analyzing and regressing back. Thinking back to memories and piecing together. There's so many skills, and I keep saying I feel so grateful because this was a feeling I always had. For some reason, I kept memories fresh. I made it a point to say, what's the earliest memory I can remember? Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember that. I remember this. I remember that. Some of the things I remembered because they were horrible. I won't say horrible, like tragic or traumatic. I mean, they were uncomfortable social situations or thoughts I had about family or friends or myself, and some of them are experiences, some of them are not very good experiences, and those could be family and everything else. But anyway, got to piece all that together, and a counselor really, if the right counselor, will help you. So anyway, I'm 9 minutes into this. I was going to make it short. I guess that's all I got to say. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.